We also really enjoyed Speciesism. Ooh.
Hi guys, so we had a request from a viewer to discuss documentary films that we recommend and that we don't recommend. And this is a topic very close to our heart because we consider ourselves somewhat documentary film buffs. Thank you for the question.
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is put a link down below to our website. We have a resources page and you will find a long list of documentaries that we've broken up into different categories.
So we're just going to touch on some of those today in this video.
Yeah.
The first of which is Earthlings. This is the must-watch vegan film. If you can't bring yourself to watch Earthlings, then Farm to Fridge, which is an 11-minute documentary just focusing on the food aspect of veganism, is the one you want to watch.
And we do recommend Earthlings over Farm to Fridge because obviously it encapsulates a lot more than just the animal food industry. It goes through all aspects of how we use animals, and that is absolutely necessary to implement true change on this planet. But if you can't bring yourself to watch it, then at least please watch Farm to Fridge.
For the health aspect of veganism, the one to watch is Forks Over Knives. Can't recommend this one highly enough.
And they're also making part 2 that's due to come out, I think, in July. Yeah. So keep your eyes open for that.
For the environment, you want to watch Cowspiracy. Magical documentary.
It's the game changer.
For those of us who have asked the question, oh, but that only happens in America, doesn't it? Lucent is the film you want to watch to see what goes on in the Australian animal farming industries.
We also highly recommend the movie Speciesism, the movie. Fantastic, and this is a topic that we discussed in one of our other videos recently. Really interesting stuff. So to understand speciesism and how a vegan and non-vegans see the world, very interesting documentary.
Blackfish is a wonderful documentary film about how we use and abuse animals for entertainment, particularly killer whales in marine parks.
SeaWorld,
yeah,
wasn't it?
Slave World.
Slave World.
Shark Water is a wonderful documentary about the way we are obliterating sharks and the devastating effect that has on our ocean's ecosystems.
If you're thinking of having a child, of starting a family, we definitely recommend you watch The Business of Being Born. This was an eye-opener for us, even though we've chosen to have a vasectomy and not have children ourselves. Definitely want to watch this one before you think about having a child in the hospital system. What the bleep do we know? There are 2 parts to this movie and it's not related to veganism, but it really is something very interesting to start thinking about. What do we know? How does the universe work? How do our minds, bodies, spirits all come together? Asking some really big questions. And this was actually one of the very first documentaries we watched way back 7, almost 8 years ago. So love this film, and we've watched it maybe 4 or 5 times and rewatch it because it's a lot to take in. So if you want to get some big answers to all those big questions, what the bleep do we know? We found out that we don't really know that much, actually.
That's true. If you want to know more about how the monetary system came into being and the inner workings of that, check out a film called Zeitgeist. And there are 3 in the trilogy, and they're all linked below.
In terms of videos that we don't recommend, Origins, #1, and we actually made a video about this, debunking the myths behind the Origin film.
Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. Now that was one that we were initially taken by at the time until
I think we actually cried. Did we cry at the end?
Yeah, we did. This is several years ago now, and now we know that juice fasting and using juices as meal replacements is not a good way to go for your health long term.
And Joe Cross actually regained his weight, and I believe he's made part 2, so that's not a good indication.
And he's still eating animal products, so yeah. Sorry Joe.
2 movies that we haven't actually got around to watching yet, Fed Up and That Sugar Film. Ugh! So these type of films perpetuate the carbophobic society that we already live in, and they're really just, you know, sugar's the enemy, sugar's the enemy. They don't talk about meat, dairy and eggs. It's all about processed foods and sugar and sugar and sugar. So we don't recommend, I mean, you can watch them if you like, but I really wouldn't take on board much of what they say. Yeah.
So an interesting film that we used to recommend but no longer recommend is called Food Inc. We no longer recommend it because it promotes happy meat. Having said that, someone said they watched it and it made them go vegan. So, another origin-style documentary film called Hungry for Change. These are really more slick advertisements for raw food industry leaders like David Wolfe, who sell products laden with animal cruelty, and Daniel Vitalis, Mike Adams promoting happy meat.
We're actually very cautious of any raw food focused documentary. We used to watch them. We used to be, thinking we were going to be 100% raw foodists one day, and we're very taken by that movement. And then we really learned that they lack ethics and it's unsustainable. So in terms of eating that way 100% long term. So we've really moved away from those kind of documentaries that push raw food.
So as we said at the beginning, many more documentary films that we recommend people watch, and we'll link to them in the description below from our website. We'd love to hear from you at this point. Please list down below any documentary films that have rocked your world, either positively or negatively.
Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your question as well, and see you all next time.
Bye guys.